Let's go to draft winners and losers as we stick with the draft here. Give me your winners from this draft. And I don't know how you have the most picks in the draft and you're not considered a winner. The Arizona Cardinals had 12 picks in this draft. And, George, again, I did this exercise earlier. We understand Marvin Harrison Jr. is great. Everyone wanted him around here in New England. But if you just take the names out, and I told you positions from this draft for the Arizona Cardinals, a team who has holes all over that roster. I mean, they have more holes than Swiss cheese. If I just told you this, the Arizona Cardinals with Kyler Murray, a quarterback, did this in the draft. Wide receiver, edge rusher, corner, running back, tackle, offensive tackle, tight end, corner, safety, edge rusher, another offensive tackle, wide receiver, corner. I mean, they won the draft. They had the most picks. They filled out a roster. I think the Cardinals, by the way, in a division now, Aaron Donald retires. Matt Stafford ain't getting any younger with the Rams. Seattle, new coach. We'll see. Geno Smith still the quarterback there for now. The Niners are always tough, but how many times are you going to go to the Super Bowl and lose it if you're them? I just think the Cardinals are kind of trending in the right direction. And then, obviously, I already told you how I feel about the Patriots. I think they're winners as well with their draft class. Who are your winners?
Cardinals, Marvin Harrison Jr. is the second best overall prospect in this draft behind Caleb Williams. You got him at 4. Benefit of everyone picking in front of you needing a quarterback. I like Darius Robinson out of Missouri, Max Mellon out of Rutgers, good cornerback. And that's a guy that's really versatile in his alignments. Trey Benson at running back. And even look at the later ones like Tip Raymond, the tight end out of Illinois. That's a red zone target for Kyler Murray. Elijah Jones, a cornerback out of Boston College, learned from Jeff Hafley, who was coach at the NFL level, so you know he'll come ready. And even someone like Christian Jones, that's a project of a tackle. So I agree. I like what the Cardinals did. You have all those picks, and they hit on them a lot. To me, the winner is Caleb Williams because you go to the Chicago Bears, who aren't your normal run-of-the-mill number 1 overall picking team.
Right.
But because that is a Carolina Panthers pick who desperately needed the number 1 overall pick in this year's draft, Caleb Williams falls into a great situation. Keenan Allen there on a 1-year deal. DJ Moore, 2 years left on his contract. They go out and get Rome Odunze, a great complimentary receiver, but you have 3 wide receiver ones. And Odunze, like you, Caleb, is under 5 years of team control and will learn behind 2 All-Pros, and that's chemistry will mature over the years. Braxton Jones on one side, Darnell Wright on the other. There's so much team control and rookie scale contracts on the 3 most important positions on the offensive side of the ball: tackle, quarterback, and wide receiver, play catcher, playmaker. That's what you have. So Caleb Williams falls into a great spot. And yes, it's the Bears, but it's Shane Waldron as your offensive coordinator. Look what he did to resurrect Geno Smith's career. Get him with a kid like Caleb Williams, who is Aaron Rodgers, is Patrick Mahomes, at worst is Kyler Murray. And keep it in mind, we saw what Caleb did at USC. Terrible defense, worst offensive line out of the top 3 quarterback prospects, and okay receivers, nothing spectacular. He's in the best situation possible for number 1 overall pick.
Yep.
Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears are legitimate contenders in the NFC, and then they keep pulling in picks for the offense. I love what Ryan Poles is doing there. Same thing, I'll go Vikings, because you get J.J. McCarthy, who is ready to play right now, is ready to play in the NFL. You get him with Kevin O'Connell. Everything is sorted out. You have Justin Jefferson, best receiver in the game. Obviously, you have Jordan Addison. Your tackles are great, including Christian Darrisaw. Pair up J.J. McCarthy, who is a good game manager, is a good passer, played in big games, is very athletic, very underrated how athletic he is. And again, with Kevin O'Connell in a good spot. And Dallas Turner falls to Brian Flores, 17th overall.
Wow.
Credit the run. It was all offensive guys up front. And the Vikings, who are sitting at 11 and 23, trade up from 23 to 17.
Right.
You get the best edge rusher in Dallas Turner in this draft. I mean, Brian Flores has to love that.
Bro, listen, you're talking about Dallas Turner. He's almost exactly why I'm giving the Bears defense the biggest loser of this draft. Because as much as I love Odunze, I still look at this as you had enough weapons, Chicago, for God's sakes, for Caleb. Get another rush in to pair with Montez Sweat, and you are really back. I mean, now you have your monsters of the Midway. That's your brand, tough defense. You have 2 excellent pass rushers, and then Caleb and the offense can matriculate and do what they do down the field and sustain drives, and you can win games. But no, they go out. Instead, they want to be greatest show on turf, Rams style, back in the day, and they don't even play on turf. I mean, what are you doing? You should have taken Dallas Turner there. I'm going Bears defense is my loser.
It's team building over multiple years.
Yeah.
I said it. Keenan Allen's making $23 million this year.
Yeah.
He'll be gone. DJ Moore will be gone. You're not going to pick top 10 anytime soon if everything goes as planned with Caleb Williams. So you get out and you get a guy that would have been a wide receiver one in any other draft. You get him in this draft.
Yep.
And you have your quarterback and your wide receiver and your tackles all on very team-friendly deals. Watch next draft. They go defensive heavy. And it's the same thing what teams are doing now. Running backs don't go in the first round anymore, or tight ends, because it doesn't make sense. You're overpaying them for what their draft slot would be and how much it would give them. But receivers, edge rushers, cornerbacks, quarterbacks, those are the first round picks because they'll make less money than what they should. You're not overpaying for them. So I understand why Chicago did what they did, but I agree with you. I expect them to go defense at 9. Loser for me, I go Josh Allen. You lost Stephon Diggs. You lost Gabe Davis. And you get Keon Coleman, who's, a good athlete, does a ton with the ball after the catch, but doesn't get any separation. If you don't get open in college, you're not going to get open in the NFL.
That's right.
And so that's my one worry with you lost a lot at receiver. And the Bills also traded back twice. Could have had Xavier Worthy, traded back. Could have had Xavier Legette, traded back. They end up with Keon Coleman. One thing, and this is what's fun, whenever you look at drafts, ESPN's Mike Reese reported this. The Patriots had an offer to the Bills for late in the first round to go from 34 to 32. So they could have gone Xavier Legette. Bills chose to go with Carolina instead. I understand that. Why would you let your division rival move up?
Sure.
Xavier Legette goes to 32. Keon Coleman at 33 to the Bills.
Yeah.
Ladd McConkey went 34th to the Chargers. Patriots traded with them. Jalen Polk at 37. You always like to look back drafts
There's a
from now.
run on those.
Let's see how Xavier Worthy, Xavier Legette, Jalen Polk are years from now, and Ladd McConkey, and see how the Patriots did. Because it could either go, hey, Jalen Polk worked out, or it could be another N'Keal Harry draft pick where you see Deebo Samuel,
God, let's
A.J.
hope
Brown, names like that.
Let's freaking hope not.